Now, New York's #1 news. Channel 7 Eyewitness News this morning.
It is 6 a.m. and welcome to 2012. The world's most famous New Year's party went off without a hitch this morning. Hard to believe, but the job of cleaning up after 1.5 million revelers, yeah, that's how many people were out there, is almost complete.
That's the most impressive thing of the whole thing. After the ball drop, police had their hands full, though, downtown when hundreds of Occupy Wall Street protesters took to the streets and clashed with police. We've got the video from early this morning in a live report.
And tonight's the night for Giants fans. It's do or die against Dallas. And the one thing they do not want to see on this New Year's is a ball get dropped.
Cute. Good morning. You're looking live at that beautiful skyline. First day of 2012. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday, January 1st. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year, Michelle.
Happy New Year. I got my disco ball action going here. Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. I'm Michelle Charlesworth.
And I'm Lisa Calagrassi, in for Phil Lipoff. Meteorologist Jeff Smith is here for Amy Freeze with a look at our morning's weather. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey guys, Happy New Year. I've never seen so many people walking the streets of Manhattan as I walked in at 4 o'clock this morning. Just incredible, just remarkable out there. And it was a nice night in Times Square. That's probably one of the reasons why we had so many people out there. Right now, temperature's still pretty mild, 44 in the city. You have 40 Teterboro, 41 Newark. You have temperatures in the lower 30s, Andover, Morristown, upper 30s, Monticello over toward Newburgh, and down to 31 in Poughkeepsie. The radar satellite not showing much for now, so we're going to get off to a sunny start today, but later on today clouds will increase, and early this evening there will be a shower or two around as this system, which is currently approaching Chicago, this will kind of whisk on through here as a cold front by tonight. And you wouldn't know it by the temperatures we have now, but the coldest air mass since last winter is on the way for later on tomorrow into the day on Tuesday and Wednesday. 39 is your typical high for New Year's Day. The record warmest New Year's was back in 1966 at 62 degrees, and the coldest was back in 1918 at 4 degrees below zero. The sun coming up at 7:20 and setting at 4:39 p.m. So here's your day planner. We start off sunny. Again, mostly sunny at 8 o'clock in the morning, 42. 51 by noontime, partly sunny skies out there. We're 51 at 3 p.m. And there can be a spotty shower this evening, 48. The real cold stuff doesn't come in until later on tomorrow. First we'll get the wind and then we'll get the cold. We'll time it out for you in your full AccuWeather forecast coming up a little bit later in the half hour. Michelle, Lisa, back over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Jeff. And topping our news this morning, the new year is here, and it began with cheers and fireworks in Times Square.
Newscopter 7 was overhead as fireworks erupted and the Waterford crystal ball dropped atop One Times Square. 1.5 million people saw it in person. So many more watched the show broadcast live on Channel 7.
I was watching it, and in Central Park, fireworks erupted as thousands took part in the annual Midnight Run.
That's always a cool event. Lady Liberty, too, was showered by fireworks in New York Harbor as boaters rang in the new year.
So nice. And back at Times Square, an army of sanitation crews spent the night removing more than 40 tons of confetti, funny hats, and other trash. And while all of that was happening, a New Year's celebration by the Occupy Wall Street group turned into a clash with police.
Eyewitness News reporter Marcy Gonzalez joins us live from Zuccotti Park now with more. Marcy.
Good morning, Lisa and Michelle. You'll remember this is the park that was occupied by those Occupy Wall Street protesters for about 2 months in the fall. Well, of course, they've since moved out, but some made a brief return much earlier this morning. Just after midnight, the protesters gathered here at Zuccotti Park, and dozens of them marched uptown in the middle of Broadway, blocking traffic. There were a number of arrests, including one for hurting a police officer. We're told the protester cut an officer in the hand with scissors. The officer was taken to Bellevue Hospital and is said to be okay. Now, some spectators who didn't see that or any of the arrests said they were pleasantly surprised to see Occupy Wall Street in action.
I support Occupy, so it was awesome to see like the movement move in this way, and it looked like the coverage was really good, so like let's support them politically.
And police still haven't told us how many protesters were arrested or what they're being charged with. We are live at Zuccotti Park. Marcy Gonzalez, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Thank you so much, Marcy. Mobilizing all of those police officers wasn't too difficult considering how many were on hand in Times Square. The New Year's Eve operation, safeguarding so many people spread over several city blocks, was a total success from what we saw. And if you were watching Channel 7, you saw the whole thing.
3, 2, 1. Happy New Year.
This was at midnight as Mayor Bloomberg and singer Lady Gaga led the crowd in welcoming 2012. 1.5 million revelers packed into Times Square, continuing a tradition that started in 1907. New York native Lady Gaga also performed for the crowd in the square, and millions more watching on Dick Clark's New Year Rockin' Eve broadcast. The celebrations took place under the watchful eye of more than 1,500 NYPD officers. By dawn, almost all evidence of the festivities was gone. Teams of work hit the streets, sweeping up streamers, confetti, and the souvenirs of one of the biggest New Year's Eve parties in the world. You got to do it one time if you ever get the chance. People raying in the new year in style across the world and across the country. More than 1 million people attended first night celebrations in Boston. A spectacular fireworks display lit up the sky over Boston Harbor, and musicians performed in parks and venues across that city. In Atlanta, instead of a crystal ball, they brought in the new year by lowering a giant peach. Live music accompanied the countdown as the 800-pound giant peach descended. It is the 23rd year of the New Year's peach drop.